I've been driving with the 37-inch Canati Mud Hogs now for like 3 days. Put about 100 miles on them. So I'm sure you guys are wondering a couple things. One being what the MPG is like, because that seems to be the most curious portion of getting bigger tires, is how it will affect your MPG. So we'll start by saying I only lost about 1.5 MPG from going from 35s to 37s. So it's not as bad as you may seem. The overall experience has been super dope. Like, there's nothing negative for me rolling on these 37s. There's so many things that could change your experience versus mine, but for me it's freaking amazing. I've been driving trucks for a while. I don't keep them stocked for more than a week before throwing, bigger wheels and tires on them. So, I'm pretty much used to this. So if you're to be going from, a Prius to jumping into a truck on 37s, your experience may be a little bit different than mine. So keep that in mind. But overall, if you're used to driving a truck, or you just know it comes the territory of getting aftermarket wheels and tires, and you want to make that jump from 35s to 37s, dude, it's not bad whatsoever. I went from the stock 265 60/20s to the 35s to now the 37s. So it's been a gradual jump up to 37. The computer reads 13.5 miles per gallon. Is that true? Absolutely not. In fact, it's even better, because the computer reads 13.5, but the truck's actually doing more driving than the truck actually thinks, because with the bigger tires, we're covering more ground by driving the same distance. The truck thinks anyways. We have a little calculation to do. If you go here to tiresize.com, you can punch in the data from your old tire specs and the new tires, and then it gives you the difference in like diameter, sidewall, revs per mile. And the revs per mile is the info I need to calculate my true MPG at this very moment in time. Wow. No one stopped. Nobody stopped. So tiresize.com also tells you how fast you would be going if your odometer speedometer says one thing. So if my speedometer reads 80 miles per hour, then I'm actually doing 91.1 miles per hour. If it reads 70, I'm doing 79.7 miles per hour. That's pretty cool right there. Also tells me the revs per mile difference, which is exactly 75. So the tires have to rotate 75 times less per mile on 37s versus the 32.5. So we have 620 revs per mile on the original wheels or tires, and then 545 on the 37. So we'll take the 12.5 miles per gallon, so 12.5, and then multiply that times the 620 and divide it by the 545. So I'm actually getting 14.2 miles per gallon when it reads 12.5. Done maybe like probably 30% at most highway, and then the rest is in the city. And again, I don't drive this thing ginger at all, dude. So not bad if you ask me at all for a set of 37s on this truck right here. So now I'm gonna hop on the freeway and reset my trip mileage, drive it for about 10 miles and see what we get as far as the freeway only mileage goes. I've been driving for the last about 8 miles, and now traffic's starting to accumulate. So I'll go ahead and see what we have right about now. It was 19.1, and then I slowed down to for this traffic, so now it's saying 19.5, but it was pretty much chilling right at about 19 the entire time. I was cruising at about 70, so I would just say for the sake of it, 19 miles per gallon right there. We'll do 19 times 620 divided by 545, 21.6 miles per gallon on the highway, cruising for 9 miles at 70 miles per hour, with the windows up and the AC off, dude. 21.6 MPG on 37-inch mud terrain tires on my 2022 Toyota Tundra non-hybrid, dude. Not bad whatsoever. Not bad if you ask me. So I run 20s normally. I love the look of a 20-inch wheel. I'm not a huge fan of small wheels. Obviously they're way more functional when it comes to certain applications, but my truck is mainly on the asphalt. So for me, I prefer a different kind of build, different kind of look. So I go with 20s, and having 20s, it gives me more meat on the tires, but it also fills in the wheel wells too. So appearance wise, better looks, more ground clearance too. So perks to 37s for sure. Aside from MPG, dude, this thing drives like an absolute dream. I thought it'd be laggy, take a huge hit on fuel efficiency, be searching for what gear it wants to be in like all the time, but honestly none of those things happened. Now my experience and your experience could be a lot different depending on a number of factors, like your truck or whatever it is you're putting them on, the axle gearing ratio, the power behind it, a lot of things are to be taken into consideration, like your tolerance level as well. I'm probably willing to sacrifice more of my on-road comfort for appearance and capability off-road for someone in the position that I'm in who doesn't off-road that often. I go on trails every so often, but I daily drive my truck in the city, every day I'm on asphalt. So for me, I'm probably willing to sacrifice more of the on-road comfort versus someone else who uses their truck the same way I do. But even then, I didn't sacrifice really anything at all because it's still quiet. These tires are really quiet. I didn't lose a noticeable amount of power, at least. I might have, but I don't notice it. The fuel efficiency is still great if you ask me. So overall, dude, I'm happy. So these are the tires I put on my truck, the Canati Mud Hog 37 1250 20s. They're amazing, dude. So yeah, probably really soft, pretty soft tire. Yeah, I mean, I thought Canati was new, but I guess not. I did some more research on them, and Canati came out about 12 years ago in 2010, but they're fathered by a company called Greenball Tire, which has been around for roughly 45 years, manufacturing and engineering semi tires and industrial tires and golf cart tires and just all kinds of tires. So they're only new to the light truck world within the last 12 years. And this tire here came out about 8 years ago. So it's been around for a while, actually. It's just they're a smaller company, so you probably don't hear about them. I never heard of them. They're not super mainstream like other brands are who sponsor, a bunch of things and whatnot. So you don't hear about these guys as often. They're a smaller company, and they're actually here in Anaheim, which is really close to me here in Orange County, Southern California. So pretty cool right there. I might have to stop by sometime and say what up. But yeah, they're cool. They're cool looking tires. It's a reputable brand. I just never heard of them until the guys over at Selena's Wheel and Tire in Westminster. So Canati, if you're watching this video, give those guys a huge thank you, because they were like, try these tires out. And I was like, well, why not? I only run Toyos, or I've only been running Toyos, and those things are expensive. And these right here, dude, are super cheap. And once I tell you guys what I paid for them, you're probably not going to believe me, but I'll start by saying these tires right here came in at $800 less for the entire set than the BFGs. So pretty cheap. So I paid $270 for each Canati Mud Hog, 37-inch Mud Hog, $270 each one. That's $1,080 for all 4 Canatis before installation. Absolutely amazing price, dude, for 37-inch mud terrains, dude. You can't beat that one bit. So yeah, that's what I paid for these tires right here, and so far so good. Stay tuned for an update, because I don't have much long-term data for you guys at the moment, but check in 6 months and we'll see how they're wearing down, if I still have them on there. That right there is pretty much all I have for you guys today before I catch sunburn. Catch you guys very soon. Till then, peace out.